Right, we are live now. So you missed the intro, but don't worry about it. Hello and welcome. Good afternoon, everybody. And Peter
Good
and I
afternoon.
here for the next hour. And hopefully you can all hear us all right. I'm sure you'll tell us if you can't.
Good afternoon.
And, sorry, what was that?
That's all right. I was
Strange noise.
just starting on YouTube and I muted it.
Ah, right, okay. I just heard a strange noise. I thought, what's going on there? Right, okie doke. Hello, Copperell. Right, I'll put Peter into the background and I will start to talk about what we're doing today. As you know, those of you who were around last week, we're making one of those Christmas bauble with LED lights inside it. You can't really see it in this with these cameras. It's a bit too bright, but they sell very well at Christmas. Oh, can you? Good, yeah. They sell very well at Christmas, and those and the snowmen, which I will be showing you later, because Adam, if he turns up, asked to see one, and I said I would have one this week. Just to prove that I have. There it is, my little snowman, my little friend. But that's not what we're making this week. I did one of these. There is actually a video on YouTube for making one of these from the 21st of November. I think it was last year. But it doesn't matter. We can make it again. And they sell it every Christmas, so I think we can make one every Christmas. No problem at all. So the bauble comes from Amazon. It's just a normal sort of Christmas tree type bauble. The lights come from, I think they're Amazon as well. They just come, it's a 2 meter long 20 LED package with the batteries in the little holder with a switch on it. And the rest is just timber.
Those baubles, Andy, are,
yeah,
I believe, are 60 mil, aren't they?
60 mil, sorry, yes. Yep, 60
mil
baubles, yep. Glass ones, the plastic ones look awful. I wouldn't recommend those. I've tried 2 or 3 different makes of glass ones. I've got no particular preference. They're all quite nice. If you get the iridescent ones, they've got a nice little colour to them. Very slight colour. But yeah, so 60 mil baubles, and you just simply whip the top off. You don't want that bit. And that's the bit we use. Good. Okay, let's go over to the lathe, which will be that one. Yep. Got a bit of I think it's actually Purple Heart. I think. I don't know. It's a bit I've got kicking about, so that's what we're going to use.
Yeah, it looks like Purple Heart to me.
Yeah, it does. It's the colour. The colour's right for it. So right, just got to make mounting points on one end, so I can get it into the chuck, so that I can then work on the other end and do what needs to be done. So let's get it more or less round first.
I will go.
Yes, thank you, Peter.
First in Tommy's workshop. Andy H, myself, Malcolm Douglas, Brian with a Y, Sid's repurposing, they said, Norman Greenwell, Robert Copper Owl Wood Turning, Chris Dodds, good day Chris, from Oz, and Pete at Twisted Trees. Morning, Peter. And I think that's it at the moment. It says 17 watching, but I didn't read out 17 names. So if you want to put your name in again.
Did you say Sid?
Sorry? Sid repurposing, yeah.
Oh, you did? Right, okay.
I did.
I was concentrating on what I was doing, so...
Alison has just joined. She must have been up late. She says, morning, everybody. It's actually afternoon.
Hey ho, it's close. She's looking after our grandson, so I'll forgive her anything at the moment. Lots of energy.
Paul Hoot and the Greasby Turner. Good afternoon, Paul.
This one's slightly longer than some I've done. We'll see how it works.
Greg Alexander has joined as well. Good morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg. Right, we need a spigot on the end of there, which is 19mm, which is really quite small for those F-jaws. Ruler, calipers. There they are. 19mm. Get that set. Just there. Got it.
Sid says it's 10:30 p.m. here in South Australia.
All right. Okay.
Nearly bedtime then, Sid.
That's that one. Just put a bit of an angle on there because they're tapered jaws. That's it.
And Chris at Bailey's Woodworks has just joined us. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris. Right, so let's get rid of this out of here. That won't work, but that will.
Pete at Twisted Trees says he's playing with glass pudding jars for this sort of thing. A bit heavy and expensive, but collecting stock is tasty.
I like it, yeah. Right, that's that. No, I'll put a short one in. Right, so we're going to turn the top bit first. I think actually doesn't matter much.
And Wesley Hannah has just joined as well. Hi, Wesley.
Hello, Wesley. Okay, right, so I'm going to go something like that. And then we'll have a little bit of a shape around there somewhere. The bottom of it will be about there, roughly. Don't suppose you can see those lines anyway. No, you can't. So the first thing we need to do really is to hollow the end out while it's got some substance to it. Otherwise, it's going to start moving around and doing all sorts of horrible things. Let's take this off of here. I'll get myself organised in a minute. You never know; it might happen. Right, bring this round the end. If you want me to swap to the other camera, just shout.
Yes, I think it'd be a good idea.
I think it probably would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Just looking at that. That's better.
That's lovely, yeah.
Right, we're just going to hollow this enough to fit the bauble. That's moving around, but we're not too worried because we're going to be turning it anyway, so. Trying to be fairly gentle with it. Most times I start off with a slightly thicker piece of timber. But this one was sitting there winking at me. So I thought we might as well use it, because it's about the size you want to end up with. So that's fine, but it's just a bit more, it wobbles around a bit more. That's very nearly there, just wants a little bit more off to make it fit. You can see what I'm doing, can't you, sir?
Yeah. And Rex B has joined us as well.
Hello, Rex.
It says, happy Tuesday. We have 2 awesome teachers helping us learn more techniques.
Thank you, Rex. See how that's looking. That's better. I'll take a little bit off the outside because it's got a little bit rough there. That'll be fine. That's good. And then I can make a little hole in the middle. I'm not bothered about that because it's all going to be covered. Now this is the long bit, isn't it? So that's all right. I don't want to drill a hole in there yet. I'll do that down there. Doesn't have to. The grain on this is not very definitive, so not too worried about not getting them in the right orientation. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
About there.
Change camera again?
Yep, I can do that. That one, wasn't it? That's it. Just make that round. That'd be a good idea. It always happens, doesn't it? You clamp it up really carefully. As soon as you take the centre away, it moves again.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so
Sid's repurposing. He's been making space in his shed for his new toy. Came just in time for this.
What's that?
What's your new toy, Sid? And Roger Kent has joined as well. Good morning, Rod.
Hey, Rod.
Rex B has a question.
Yeah.
My grandson wants to learn wood turning. What should I have him do first? He was watching me make a wand for the granddaughter. Help.
Yeah, wand's all right. It's a bit long. I think I would go for a cord pull.
Yes.
As being something a bit more solid.
Oh, he says his grandson is 6.
6? Yeah, I think I'd go for a cord pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what I've done. I've done pens with youngsters before. They work quite well, but they don't like going so thin with them. That's the only thing.
Yeah, cord pull sounds good.
The cord pull would be quite a good one. I know it's the one that Keith always used to start people on. With a fair degree of success. Am I knocking this camera?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
Sid's repurposing said his new toy is a wood fast WL3040 lathe, 3 horsepower, electric sliding bed, all 800mm diameter. Oh,
Blimey. That's a big old beast.
yeah, I've never heard of it before, but
No, I don't know that one at all. But it sounds quite a nice thing to play with.
sliding bed, almost 800mm diameter. I'm assuming that's the swing that he's got.
Yeah, I would think so.
800mm, blimey.
Yeah, that's big.
It is big.
Because that's what, another 8 inches on this one. This is 400. 406.
Well, 800mm, that's what, 2 3/4 feet.
Yeah, it's a very good size.
Yeah, Bron with a wife said that's more than just a toy, said.
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh, Rex B. Question: what is a cord pull? It's the little wooden knob at the bottom of the string to turn your bathroom light on and off.
Yeah, if you're not English, you won't have them. I think it's only in this country we use them.
Oh, is it?
I think so. There's something about, certainly some nationalities don't have them. They don't come up to code. But it's the wooden knob that hangs on the end of a string.
Yeah.
That you pull to turn bathroom lights on.
Or window blinds, sometimes they have them, don't they?
They do sometimes, indeed.
Mike Doyle has joined us, and also Brent Breecroft. And
hello, Mike and Brent.
Harry.
Welcome. Just removing lots of timber now.
Yeah, Rex B says, thank you again, you are fantastic.
Thank you, Rex. Before I go any further, I'm going to sand this bit. Because once it gets down a bit further down, there's quite a chance it will drop off anyway. And if it does, if I've sanded all this, then it doesn't matter too much. I can do the end by hand. In fact, I think the one I showed you earlier, that is actually what happened. Push it as far as you can, you know.
Yeah.
I wish I knew exactly what timber this was, but it's some sort of African hardwood, I think. I'm going to have to renew this piece of glass paper. That's a bit of a shock to the system, isn't it?
Sid's suggesting that Rex could make little snowmen or Christmas trees.
Yeah. This time of year, that's a good thing to do. And spinning tops is another one.
Oh yeah, spinning tops. Yeah.
They're always a good one to do with children. I'm trying to think what they do at Amberley. You know better than I do, probably.
Yeah, they do little Father Christmases, snowmen, angels.
Yeah. They're all right for Christmas, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the kids can take them away and paint them and decorate them and things if they want to, can't they?
That's
Which is always a good thing.
Doug Miller at Wood Spun Round has just joined us.
Hello,
Afternoon,
Doug.
Doug.
So I won't take too long over this, but I'll do. It's so much easier to do before you part it off, or before it falls off.
Mm.
Not gonna bother with that one. We'll go straight to this one.
Doug said he did 8 Christmas trees last night.
Well done. I've got to start on the snowman again. I've got a couple of weeks for my next sale. I've just booked one in November as well, so I need to get lots of snowmen made because they always go. I've only got one left at the moment. That's it. Bit of 400. Because I can. That's it. I shan't worry about sanding, sealing that yet. Wait till I've got it down a bit further.
Wood Turnings by Barry says he doesn't like spinning tops. He trod on one once.
Ouch! Yeah, it'd be a bit like, or worse than treading on Lego. So we have to be a little bit careful. Doesn't look too bad. Right, I'm not going to go any further with that. I shall try and sand it. If it falls off, it falls off. We'll live with it.
Malcolm Douglas is asking how Keith is doing.
I haven't actually spoken to him in the last week. When I sent him the key to come in today if he wanted to, and he said he'd had a bad day 2 days ago, so he's going to see how he was. He's obviously not feeling great because he's not here, which is a shame.
Indeed.
But apart from that, I really don't know any more than that at the moment. But I will be contacting him in the next day or two. Just had one of those really busy, silly busy times. Not managed to do half of what I wanted to get done. But hey ho. Right, let's put a bit of sanding sealant on there. Yeah, that's it, right. Tissue. Give it a quick wipe. grain's obviously fairly straight in this piece. It hasn't snapped off at all, which is always reassuring. Right, then we'll put...
Absolute bonus.
Oh, sorry?
That's an absolute bonus.
Yeah.
It not breaking off, I mean.
That's right, absolutely it is. I think I'll put a bit of melamine on this. Nice tough finish. Then we just have to wait while it dries, I'm afraid. It's not going to take much parting off, is it? 2.5 mil thick, I think, at the end there. That doesn't look quite right. Where's that? Where's my tissue gone? Oh, there it is. This end looks a bit... overdid it there. That's better. Cool, see that move as soon as I touch it. Just going to nip that up there because I will see if I can get some wax on it. Very gently. It's pretty nearly dry. This end, just this end a little bit. Right, that should do it. And then we'll just, I'm not going to go mad on this, I'm just going to put a little bit of the Hampshire Sheen microcrystalline wax just to finish it off. Nice tough finish. And then I shall buff it with the carnauba wax on the chestnut buffing system, which will give it again a nice tough finish. So it doesn't get a vast amount of handling because it's only used once a year. At least in theory, it's only used once a year. But who knows what people do with it. Nice and gently. A little bit more speed. That's better. Shining up nicely. Probably doesn't show on there. No, it doesn't particularly, does it?
No, it doesn't.
But it's no, it is. I can see it from where I am. I don't think that would help either. No, you can see a little bit shining, but it's too much. It's a great light to work with, that one, but it's no good. It's no good for the cameras. Right, so that's that. And I deliberately didn't put any wax on this end because I don't. It does tend to stop the glue sticking. So
Rex missed it. Where do the baubles and lights come from? Wife was speaking to me. They're from
Amazon.
Amazon, Rex.
Like everything else in this world, it comes from Amazon. I'm pretty sure that's where that lot came from. Oh, Prologis, Dunstable. I don't know. I just look on the internet and see what the prices are. Delivered by Royal Mail. No, so it wasn't Amazon. But this lot I bought a year or so ago. I've used the ones I bought recently. I forgot I had these. Right, that's looking good. Put that in there. And then we're just going to take this off. I'm just going to put a bit more light on for my benefit, if that's all right. Well, even if it's not all right,
Yeah,
I'm going to do
fine.
it because I can see what I'm doing then. That's it. Simple as that. Sand it off. Put too much pressure on there. It did actually split slightly, but it's not caused a problem. That's that. And then a bit of that. Just to finish it off. Might as well do it all while we're on the job. Yep. Well, that's that bit done. And I shall glue it to the bauble later. Because I have my own copyrighted, except it's not, method of doing that. Call that split. But it'll be alright. Okay, now then. Keep knocking that camera. Let's turn that light off. That's better.
Yeah.
Could do it going a bit closer, really, but I don't think it will. It's going to get in my way even more, but that's better, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, if it's camera's not in your way.
Well, it probably is, but I'll work around it. We'll see. Find out in a minute. A little bit more. I'm going to drill that 10mm hole in there before I go any further. Was it 10? I think it's 10. I can check that very easily. I know it's 10mm deep. 0. Right, so... Oh no, I'm wrong, it's 15. Good job I measured it. It's 10mm deep, I know that. Right, so
Mike Doyle says, looking great, Andy, and I'll catch up the rest on playback. I'm off to work now. Cheers, Mike.
Alrighty,
See you later.
enjoy work. Look forward to retirement. That's mean, isn't it? Right, so now then. £10 and you can guarantee this won't be big enough. Nope, I could squeeze it in there, but it's going to break if I do. It's very, very close. It's got a nasty split there, but hopefully I can get down below that. I think I can. Should be enough.
That scube's only just small enough, wasn't it?
Yes, I've got a smaller one which I made in my drawer somewhere, but I think I just need to go a little bit. Can't be deeper than that, surely. Measure it the technical way. Doesn't feel as though it's fitting in there quite right. So give that a bit of an angle on there. And we'll just take a little bit out down the bottom with... I wonder if that will get in there. Should do. No, it won't. It won't. I want something with a sharp corner. That one will probably do it. No, it won't. No, it won't. The idea was that. Too many chisels. Oh, come on, where is it? No, can't see it. But I have got somewhere. I have got. Oh Lord, lost it. Oh, here we are. That one, which is actually designed for going in and putting the groove inside a salt and pepper shake
Yes.
mill.
Mm-hmm.
But that corner will get into the bottom of here quite nicely, just like that. Just take a smidgen at the bottom. That's all it needs. Let's see if that works. That's better. Yeah, that's lovely. That's really grand, that. Well, now I'm just going to see if I can get below that split, which happened when I was parting it off, I think. Well, not parting it, but I was going through, marking it. It's a bit of a shame. So, let's see, where's it gone? There it is. No, a bit to go yet. I'm not sure I'm going to do this. Might have to cut another piece.
Always fill it with CA glue and call it a feature.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. It's gone.
Mm.
Or near as. Near as makes no odds. Bit of sanding to get rid of that. It's gone very thin now, but that'll be okay. As long as I don't start rounding it off before I get to the bottom, which is there. So I start rounding from there, I should be alright. No problem. Do it with the little one. Ooh. Trouble you might.
No, I just turned it off while I coughed.
Oh, right, okay. That's fair enough. Right. Should do that. Part it off. And then all I've got to do is drill a hole in the side to take the cable in, and a little one in the top to hang it from. Unfortunately, I can't do that on here because it's in the wrong end.
Mm.
Right, so now then, I think if I set this other camera up, that one, so you can see what I'm doing. I'll get there in a minute. There we are, there's the drill. Put this little tiny thingy in here.
And Wesley Hanna says he has a chilly 20 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 7 degrees centigrade here this morning.
Oh dear. No, we're still quite warm here, I'm pleased to say. Oh, come on, stop it. Yeah, it's going to wobble a bit, but we're not going to worry about that too much. So we'll take that off of there. Just wobble it a bit. Right, that's that one. And then, somewhere down here, I've got a wedge. Because I've got to drill a 3mm hole through it, but it can't go down the middle. Because that's where this is going. Somewhere. Let's get the drill bit anyway.
Baz at Real Simple Things has joined us. Afternoon,
hello.
Barry.
Hello, Baz. Right, 3mm. Which is just big enough to let the cable go in. Cool. Blimey, that doesn't let go. there's the. I've just found where the wedge is, so that's all right. That's what I need for this. Right, so wedge and that, because I've got to go in through the side. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't actually, because that's around the wrong
Just
way.
about.
Try that. Is that any better? Not much.
Yeah,
No.
I can see what
Yeah.
you're trying to do.
What I'm trying to do is to go through there and down into roughly the centre of the hole in the bottom to get the cable to go into the bauble. So by using a wedge to rest it on, which is, I'm very pleased to say, is a wedge I made ages and ages and ages ago, and I've still got it. It's quite a miracle, really. And I'm using a brad point bit because then it doesn't run off the side of the curve. And let's go back to, not that one. That doesn't matter much. That one will do. Okay, so that should now, if I can find all the bits, where's the, oh there it is, I got it. Right, now this is where it gets interesting because you're trying to hold all that lot together. Put a cramp on it to hold it while the epoxy goes off. It's all good fun. I'm going to take that out of there because I'm going to jab myself on it otherwise. Right, that's better. Right, let's put this up here. The clamp I use, I can move that up out of the way.
You might need to move your camera over a bit, or move the board a bit closer.
I will do that. Just getting stuff I need. That and that. Right, so that one I can. No, I can't. Right, so that's going to be somewhere near. It's very Heath Robinson, this. I've lost two bits of timber. I don't believe this. I keep losing these bits of timber that I use to support the clamp. I spent days looking for them. Found them. I've used them. And now they've gone again. I don't believe it. I really... Oh, here they are. Here they are. That's it. Right, so what we've got is a piece of wood. There you can see it. It's got a slot in there. Ignore that hole. That's just residue of something else, says that one. Slot in there for the bar of the clamp to go into. That's the bit there for that end to go into. And on the other one, we have a slot for the clamp again, and a little hole there for the sharp end to go into. So basically that's going to sit there. The bauble will be in there. Try getting it the right way around. That's going to be in there. That's going to be there. And that bit will be on top of there. That will come into there. And that will go onto there. Tighten it up. And there it is. We'll just adjust it to get it in line and things, but that's how I'm going to be doing it, because I won't have time to sort of stop and talk about it when I've mixed up the resin. Where's my board gone? It's here somewhere. I know it is. Never mind, this one will do. There's my thingy. And resin.
Oh.
Sorry, go on.
Jamie's joined us, JP Woodworks. Hello, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. Pleased to see you. Right, so I'm not sure I can get enough out of this, but we'll try and see. Oh, blooming thing. They very carefully keep the resin and the hardener separated. They still go off.
Rex B's asking, will there be an LED in the bulb or several? There's several, Rex. I think
It's
it's
20.
20
Yeah,
on a string.
string of 20, 2 meters long, which I have here. That's the. Can you see that? No, you can't. It's there. It's in that bag. I'll show you that in a bit. If I can get some resin out of here. If not, I'll use a new one. I'm not getting anywhere with that. So, that looks better. Nice new one. Bit of that. Put the lid on. And mix it. It's resin. You'd never guess where I got that from. But you'd be right if you said Amazon. I suddenly realised I'd nearly run out. Just ordered it the other day and it came yesterday. Right, so take that off for a minute. Take those out of the way. I can glue this one on. I just realised I haven't.
You can put those lights in after you've glued it all together, can you?
Yeah, they'll poke through that 3mm hole.
All right.
They're that small, which is quite handy. Yes, you don't have to do it all. Well, you couldn't do it beforehand because the switch and battery case certainly wouldn't go through that hole. So it's got to be poked in from that end. Right, that's that bit. I should have finished that, but I didn't. I'll do it later. And this is where you hope you've got it near enough to the shape of the bauble. So you get some surface to glue. You haven't got much surface on that one, but it's got the spike up through the middle, so it's not quite so bad. Right, so that's going to go there, that's going to go there. Popped onto there. That goes in there. That goes in there. And we squeeze it up. It's supposed to be 5 minutes set, so we shall see. Oh no! Oh no! This is not behaving at all. My system works really well when I first did it. I've got glue all over it. Come on, stop mucking me about. Right, that's got to go there. That one's got to come round here a bit. Right, that's there. It's got to go that way a bit. Okay, just nip it up a bit. It's better. Right. I think rather than risk disturbing this one, I'm going to take this one apart and demonstrate it on this. He says it's not going to come apart. Nope, it's got tangled up in there. Normally they come out an absolute treat. So I'm trying, let me come back over here. I'm just trying to pull the lights out, but they've got tangled up inside the bauble. And I think I'm onto a hiding for nothing. Right, so that's If I can get that to go past there, I should be alright, but I don't think I can. Twist it. Nope, it's not going to happen. But you can see what I would do is poke them all through there like that. Sorry, you can't see. Poking that through that hole in the top piece, in there, until you get to the plastic insulation, which is just before you hit the switch, and that pokes in there and holds. That then is ready to hang and lose the battery box up in the tree somewhere, and it is all lovely. So, well, that's not bad. That's just about the hour. That's not bad at all.
And Brian with a Y wants to know, how much do these sell for, Andy? They seem quite labour intensive, plus the parts.
Yeah, usually I make them as a batch, and they go fairly quickly. The parts are actually very cheap. The lights, I think I get 10 sets for 15 quid or something. It's something like, it's very cheap. The timbers are just offcuts. The baubles are 12 quid for 20. It was very cheap. So that I charge 20 quid, and I'm quite happy with that. So I did once charge somebody 25 by mistake, and they paid it quite happily. So maybe next year. But yeah, so 20 quid. I think that's fine for them. I think that's about what they're worth, and I can, I'm making a bit on that. So for even if you include my time in, which I don't tend to do because it's a hobby. But has Adam come in? Do you know?
I haven't seen him, no.
It's a shame because I bought. Oh, I haven't got it on the camera now. I bought the snowman in to show him because that's along similar principles. Turn it on. Similar idea. In that it's a bauble and LED lights. The battery is hidden underneath, and I'll do 20 quid for these as well. And they really sell very well. These are going up to 25 next year. I said that for this year and then forgot. But they're going to be 25 next year. But there's a lot more work in that. There's 4 different types of timber for a start. You've got Paduke for the nose because it looks like a carrot, holly for the head because it's white, ash for the hat because it's got the grain that the gold picks up, and I use oak for the bottom. I use whatever I've got. I mean, it's been oak so far, but they really do sell well, and they're worth the time. If you make them in batches, do about 6 or 8 of each piece, and then glue them all together. They go down really well. So those are probably my two biggest Christmas sellers. Those two, because they've got lights in them. I think that's what it comes down to. People like glittery things. So, and that the battery box is just held in there with Velcro, so it just pulls out if you want to replace the batteries. It's very, very simple. And that's this week's Christmas event. I don't know what I'll be doing next week. I'll do something Christmassy. Maybe some baubles, some different shaped baubles, 3 or 4 of them, possibly. Unless anybody's got anything they want me to do.
Wesley is asking, are they glass or plastic? They're glass baubles.
They're glass. I've got some plastic ones in case anybody wants one for who's got children, but they just look awful. They've got a seam all the way round, and they just don't look as nice. So I use glass ones every time and warn people about the fact that it's very, very thin glass. So, but yeah, I think it's worth the risk. But then I can offer plastic if people really want them. Good, okie doke. Yeah, Pete sells wholesale. Yeah, no, you wouldn't be able to make them profitable. I agree. I don't. I'm a hobby turner, and I sell mostly to people I know, although it's not entirely all people I know, but mostly. And they're very happy to pay 20 quid for these. So I'm just looking at some of the other comments that have come through.
Chris Dodds, nice work, Andy. Brent, great idea.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brent. Yeah, as I say, these have stood the test of time. The snowman, no, which did I make first? No, the bauble was first, and I sell several of those every year. The snowman has outstripped the bauble in terms of popularity, and I always sell plenty of them. Put the hat on a nice jaunty angle, and people love it. It's silly things like that, but they make a difference. So good. Well, thank you everybody for coming along. Thank you, Peter, for. So I'll bring you up onto screen. Are you decent?
Well, I think so,
Ish,
but other people might
ish.
not.
Yeah. Good. I missed if you said, oh, we've done glass or plastic. Yep, definitely glass every time. I bought plastic ones by mistake one time, and that was really silly. They might look labour intensive. In fact, they're not really. You know, you can turn one of those out in. If you're not talking to people and showing them how to do things and things, you know, when I'm just standing in the workshop doing it, I can turn out half an hour each, probably, without any great problems. It's very simple turning. I mean, it's just a bit. You've got to be a bit careful. That's all. But
Absolutely.
yeah. The snowmen take a bit longer. They take me a couple of hours each, probably, and I charge the same price for them. So make on the swings and lose on the roundabouts. But no, as Pete says, if you're selling wholesale, it's a different ball game altogether, and I don't want to get into that. I quite deliberately am a hobby turner and proud of it, and it's not a business. I'm not after making huge profits and things. So I think that's true for most of us, isn't it?
Yes.
But we're hobby turners, not production turners. I don't think I'd want to do it if I was having to churn it out day after day.
No.
You know, I come in here and I do what I want to do, which is
Right,
a very lovely way of going on. You know, just
Mm.
make what I want to make and what I think might appeal to people, because you
Yeah.
get a real kick out of it when people buy them off you and say how lovely they are. I've had one woman,
Absolutely.
she's bought 3 bowls off me now, one after the other, for different people. But she bought a hollow form for herself this time. It's 40 quid I charged her too. But it was in yew. It was a yew burr. It was absolutely gorgeous. So for that timber, I charged that. Seemed reasonable to
Absolutely.
me. And she was over the
Mhm.
moon with it. So, you know, she's happy. So everybody's happy. Good. Okie doke. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I don't know how many we've had overall. Do you?
No, 27 last time I looked.
Right, it's 20
20,
now, but I
20
mean,
now.
obviously, yeah.
It was
But yeah,
27.
27. That's all right. It'll be, excuse me. By the time I've gone
Oh,
indoors, it'll be
bless
up
you.
to 45, 50. Yeah. It'll be 45, 50 by the time I've gone indoors. It always is, every time, which is really nice that people come and watch it. And
Mm.
they can run fast track through the bits they don't want to watch, you know, be whittering on and things.
Mm.
Good.
Gary,
Thank you very
Gar-
much. Oh,
Gary
sorry, go on.
Glass said. Gary Glass said, "Great live again, Andy. Thanks. I didn't see him
Thank you.
come in earlier, but
No, I didn't say. Thank you, Gary, and thanks for coming.
welcome, Gary."
Doug Miller, great good sellers. They are great good sellers. They really are. Copperell says, beautiful, Andy. I know I am. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. 17 more years of my life as a production metal turner. Now I choose how I spend my time. Absolutely,
Mm.
Brian. Couldn't agree with you more. And if you're not enjoying it, to be honest, don't do it. You know, when you're retired, you don't have to do it. It's something you choose to do. And I've got a demonstration at one of the clubs I go to on Wednesday this week, and I choose to do those as well because people are really appreciative. We're doing thread chasing, just for a bit of fun. I've got the Simon Hope thread chasing jig, which is quite a nice bit of kit, but very expensive, like all the rest of Simon Hope's stuff. But so I'm demonstrating that down at Bramber on Wednesday. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
But you know, all these things you do because you want to do them.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ornaments too. Yeah. Thank you. It's Rob, isn't it, Copperell? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. Good. Okay, doke. And looking forward to seeing you doing one of these from your workshop, Peter. When you get it all set up and all the
Oh
cameras
yeah.
working, and little while
Well,
yet.
I've only got one camera, but I
Well,
won't
that'll
be able
do.
to do a live. I won't be able to do a live from my workshop
Oh, when
because
you got no signal.
it's too far away from my
Yeah.
broadband.
Oh, that's a shame.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
can
a shame.
I can film it and then upload it as a.
Yep, true. And I could get you to come up here and do one as a guest on mine, couldn't I?
Oh yeah, absolutely, I could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could do that. Yeah, why not? Give me a week off. So, not that I should complain about that because I've had a couple of weeks off just recently. But anyway, that's
Mm.
another matter. Good. Anyway, thank you very much, Peter, and thank you everybody else as well. And I shall press the button now.
Yeah. Cheerio, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.